Must be the change that you want to see in the world. Do you know who said this? There are people in India who follow these words of Mahatma Gandhi and influence the lives of many. Let's read about two such people who, with their small initiatives, changed the lives of many. Wastage of water is one of the most serious issues of the country today. But there is one man who decided to help people stop it by helping them single-handedly. Therefore, he is also known as One-Man NGO. The writer, artist and cartoonist Abid Surti wages war against water wastage. Every Sunday, this national award winner walks around homes in Mumbai and fixes leaking taps to save every drop of water. Wonderful idea, isn't it? Abid says, if I can, you can. Have you heard about the mother of orphans? Sindhumati Saptal is a social worker who has adopted more than 1,000 orphan children so far. Her life started as being an unwanted child. Her husband abandoned her when she was 9 months pregnant. She had to beg on the streets to survive and realized about the condition of the orphan children. Her circumstances forced her to lose courage and succumb to the adverse situations. But Sindhu Tai emerged stronger with every difficulty she faced. Today, she proudly says, I am there for all those who have no one. Brainstorm at least 2 problems or difficulties faced by common people around you. Think of what your group can do to solve them. Problem. Our idea to solve it. Plastic bags. Polythene bags. Carry paper. Cloth bags while going shopping. Traffic jams. Use public transport or carpool. Water scarcity. Build check dams and wells in villages. Implement rainwater harvesting in cities. Now, let us study the table about the impact of pollution. Cause. Effect. Solution. Cause. Burning of fossil fuels. Effect. Respiratory and heart problems. Solution. Use public mode of transportation. Conserve energy. Cause. Agricultural activities. Effect. Global warming. Solution. Understand the concept of reduce, reuse and recycle. Cause. Exhaust from factories and industries. Effect. Acid rain. Solution. Emphasis on clean, natural energy resources. Cause. Mining operations. Indoor air pollution. Effect. Depletion of ozone layer. Solution. Use energy-efficient devices. Now, let us write 5 sentences about the solution of air pollution. We should use public mode of transportation instead of our own vehicle. We should use energy-efficient devices. We should emphasize on the use of natural energy resources. We should reduce, stop the smoke from factories and industries. We should save trees and plant more trees. We should understand the concept of reduce, reuse and recycle.
Arun Krishnamurthy was just 17 years old when he founded the NGO Environmentalist Foundation of India, EFI. Beginning with the Turtle Walk, a move to save the turtle eggs and young hatchlings in Chennai, today Arun and his team of volunteers have cleaned beaches and various water bodies in Chennai, Hyderabad, Delhi, Coimbatore and Puducherry. The team cleans lakes, beaches and zoos, plants trees, educates people through street plays and also makes environment-friendly paper bags. Arun's team has students who joined him when they were in class 7 and continue to work with him even after 5 years. Which experience as a child inspired you to take up the cause of the environment? What was your first activity? A beautiful lake next to my house, which once had a lot of birds, frogs and snakes, was heavily polluted. It led to the spread of mosquitoes and turned a lovely place into an ugly neighborhood. This hurt me badly and I wanted to do something about it. I got together with a couple of my friends and cleaned the pond next to my house. This was the first activity. What kind of support did you get from your parents and teachers? Was there any conflict between study time and activism? I have supportive parents who understood that my interest was the environment. They have never stopped me from doing what I want. On my part, I also made sure that I did not fail my parents in any way. I always informed them about everything that I did and took their advice before jumping into actions. I have teachers who taught me how to go about things. They also taught me humility so that I did not become snobbish or arrogant and started thinking I was a superstar because I was doing all this environment work. They taught me to be simple and keep learning all the time. I'm not an activist. I'm an environmentalist. I have learned so much by doing this work. How did your school and college further your interest? Both my school and college had plenty of green cover and both were home to several other life forms. This made me understand their importance, how beautiful they are, and why we need to protect them. These animals are on their own, find their own food, and are always active, on the move, and never lazy. It is so positive. We have a lot to learn from them. Did you feel any hesitation in quitting a well-paying job and venturing into this full-time? What were the options you weighed before you arrived at your decision? It is always good to decide in favor of what you really love to do. I quit my job at Google, but I still keep in touch with my friends there. So only my duties at Google have come to an end, not my emotional bond. I understood that I had to leave the job at that minute in 2010, or else I would never be daring enough to do so. I could not sit back and enjoy life when environmental damage was happening on such a large scale. I wanted to do something, and that something needed my full attention. So I left Google for EFI. What kind of garbage do people throw in water bodies? How do you deal with the removal of this garbage once you clean the water body? Everything from a diaper to worn-out slippers, we find everything in our lakes. This is so disturbing because it is water, and water is the basis of life. How can we not care for these water bodies? We use this garbage for landfill with no or minimal exposure to the outside environment. We ensure that the lake area and water holding are free of garbage so that birds, frogs, and snakes can live in peace. How many days does it take to clear a large lake? Do you use any special equipment for cleaning and safety? Depending on the size of the lake and the amount of garbage, it can take anywhere between 5 days and 3 months to completely clean a lake. We have our tools like rakes and spades. What kind of protective gear do you use? Can you describe the cleaning process briefly? We wear nose masks, sanitary gloves, and carry rakes and spades with which we collect the garbage and dump it into collection buckets, which are taken to the garbage truck. We also use heavy machinery like earth movers and pokelin to desilt the lake and clear the weeds and shrubs that are harmful. What, in your opinion, can children and young adults do for the environment? What could be a small beginning by all of us in terms of protecting the environment? Firstly, we should all stop throwing trash outside our homes. Next, we should reduce the amount of trash we generate. Straws, tissues, wrappers, batteries, fast food junk, all these end up in lakes and they come from our homes. If we can reduce the amount of garbage at home and if we can dispose all garbage safely, that itself is a great deal. Every student is welcome to volunteer with us in helping the environment. How much time do school-going children need to devote, in say a week, for environmental cause? 4 hours a weekend? That is 2 hours on Sundays and 2 hours on Saturdays. This small beginning is more than enough to ensure larger participation later. How can students and schools join your fraternity? Do you have any programs to introduce your work to them? Yes. We offer fellowships to interested students. Our program looks at young animal lovers, young wildlife photographers, filmmakers, theatre artists, and scientific researchers. We give them training in these areas and get them actively involved in all our work. Our youngest volunteer is in class 3.
Now let us find out the meaning of some difficult words. Environmentalist. A person who works to protect the natural world from pollution and other threats. Wage. Begin or continue a war. Turtle. Tortoise. Volunteer. Person doing some unpaid service willingly. Beach, a seashore. Water bodies, lakes, rivers, etc. Environment, the natural world. Environment friendly, things that are not harmful to the environment. Planet, a large round object in space such as the Earth. Cause, something or someone that makes something happen. Polluted, dirty. Conflict, a struggle. Humility, the quality or state of being humble. Snobbish, to behave in a way that shows you are better than others. Arrogant, having insulting attitude. Activist, a worker. Further, help the progress of something. Hesitation, to doubt or be uncertain. Quit, leave, a job, school, etc. Venture, to start to do something new that is risky. Wade, thought carefully about something to make a decision. Bond, relationship. Large scale, on a huge scale. Diaper, underpants worn by babies who are not yet toilet trained. Landfill, a system under which waste materials are buried under the ground. Worn out, too old or damaged. Exposure, public attention and notice. Equipments, tools. Rake, a tool. Spade, a tool. Protective gears, tools that are used to protect from dirt and infection. Dump, to put something somewhere in a careless way. Weed, a useless plant. Shrub, woody plant. Trash, things that are no longer useful. Devote, offer. Enterprise, an activity that involves many people that is often difficult. Now look at this paragraph about environmental problem. Let us read this paragraph and complete it by using the words given in the bracket. Polluted, disposal, layer, greenhouse, environment, resources, deforestation, removal, garbage. Pollution is a major problem of our times. Air, water and land all are dash. Poor waste dash is to blame for many of the problems. Pollution of the atmosphere has led to the destruction of ozone dash and dash effect. Moreover, we are wasting our natural dash. The act of dash has also created many problems. Each of us has to act sincerely to protect our dash. Pollution is a major problem of our times. Air, water and land all are polluted. Poor waste disposal is to blame for many of the problems. Pollution of the atmosphere has led to the destruction of ozone layer and greenhouse effect. Moreover, we are wasting our natural resources. The act of deforestation has also created many problems. Each of us has to act sincerely to protect our environment. Now, look at the words in A and B columns. Let us match the words of A column with the words of B column and then form a sentence of more than 4 words using both the words. A. Mosquitoes, supportive, quit, removal, worn out, team, environment friendly. B. Paper bags, a job, malaria, clothes, garbage, parents, volunteers. Now, let us match the words and frame sentences. Mosquitoes, malaria. Generally, mosquitoes spread malaria in monsoon. Supportive, parents. Children who have supportive parents do well in studies and all other activities. Quit, a job. Why did Mr. Verma quit such a good job? Removal, garbage. Removal of Garbage is the main problem in a city like Mumbai. Worn out clothes. We should give worn out clothes to the poor. Team. Volunteers. Mahesh and his team of volunteers will look after the guests. Environment friendly. Paper bags. We should use environment friendly paper bags when we go to the market. Now, read the given words and find their similar meaning words from the interview of Arun Krishnamurthy. Established, founded. Seashore, beach. Very dirty, heavily polluted. Varied, various. Keep on, continued. Few, a couple. Assist, support. Struggle, conflict. Beautiful, lovely. Humbleness, humility. Now, let us read and complete the sentences with the most appropriate words from the bracket. Volunteer, parent, environmentalist, superstar, filmmaker, chemist, scientific researcher, musician. Every parent is worried about the future of her or his son or daughter. A volunteer works selflessly in the mission she or he joins. People rush in to have a glimpse of a superstar wherever she or he goes. Janel's father is concerned about the environment and does something for it. He is an environmentalist. Mr. Iyer is busy in his laboratory inventing something. He is a scientific researcher. Ram Gopal Verma produces horror and suspense movies. He is a filmmaker. Read the given sentences and complete them using the correct form of the words given below. Support. Decide. Remove. Beautify. Inform. Attend. Pollute. Devote. Your attendance in both the semesters is low, so you can't appear at the board exam. Kalpana Chawla had supportive parents that helped her to choose her desired career. The decision of giving textbooks free of cost to all the students by the government is praiseworthy. Before you pass your SC exam, you should have information about all the courses after 10th. When Mummy reached home, she found that everything was set beautifully in the room. Our request of removal of the heap of garbage at the corner of our street was attended to immediately. The government has launched a project to clean polluted rivers of our country. Clip words. Clipping occurs when the original word is reduced to one of its parts, resulting in the formation of a new word. This process is also referred to as truncation and shortening. In clipping, the word is shortened, but the meaning remains the same. For example, a memo is a brief written message often used in business. It is a clipping of memorandum. If your pet is sick, you take it to a vet. It is a clipping of veterinarian. A clip for gasoline is gas. Now write the clip word for the longer words. Brother, bro. Advertisement, ad. Champion, champ. Graduate, grad. Doctor, doc. Teenager, teen. Popular music, pop music. Market, mart. Hamburger, burger. Gymnasium, gym. Demonstration, demo. Influenza, flu. Revolution, rev. President, pres. Refrigerator, fridge. Similarly, Find out some clip words from English newspapers and write the main word. Con, convict. Auto, automobile. Bike, bicycle. Mic, microphone. Mod, modern. Phone, telephone. Quake, earthquake. Pro, professional. Exam, examination. Varsity, university. Prof, professor. Look at the given set of words. Let us frame sentences using these set of words and also change the order and form of the words if needed. Conflict, arrogant, office. An honest person will always have conflict with his arrogant boss in the office. Hesitation, quit, job. I did not have any hesitation in quitting my job and joining my father's business. Humility, venture, activist. A true activist will succeed in his venture only if he remains humble. Volunteer, enterprise, large scale. We need volunteers on a large scale for this new enterprise. Now, let us move to the comprehension section. Make a list of trash or garbage items thrown around. Make a list of things and equipments Arun and his team use. List of trash items: diaper, paper tissues, slippers, dry leaves, junk food, battery, wrappers, stove. List of things or equipments: rakes, spades, nose masks, sanitary gloves, collection buckets, garbage trucks, earth movers, porcelain. Note what you liked most and what you liked least in this text related to Arun Krishnamurthy's statements and his beliefs. I liked most. I liked least. I liked most clean lakes, beaches and other water bodies. Plants trees. Makes environment-friendly paper bags. Took his parents' advice and always informed them about everything that he did. Simple and humble. All life forms are beautiful and we should protect them. Water is the basis of life and we should care for all water bodies. Now, read the given questions and tick mark the most appropriate option for them. Arun learned from his teacher never to stop learning, to do great work to become great, to seek help of other people, to learn from his own deeds. Never to stop learning. Water is the basis of life means we find everything in water. All living beings need water to grow and live. Birds and animals need water. Vegetation grows with the help of water. All living beings need water to grow and live. The green cover around Arun's school inspired him to plant more and more plants and trees, to think and understand about the importance of life form like birds and animals, to save birds and animals, to launch a movement to protect the greenery, to think and understand about the importance of life form like birds and animals. My school and college had plenty of green cover. It means his school and college had been covered with green net. There were lots of big trees, plants and greenery around his school and college. His school and college garden had a green lawn. His school and college had understood the importance of green cover. There were lots of big trees, plants and greenery around his school and college. Now let us answer the given questions. Which organization did Arun found at the age of 17? Arun founded the Environmentalist Foundation of India at the age of 17. What were Arun's parents like? Arun's parents were very supportive and understood that he was interested in the environment. What, according to Arun, should we ensure? According to Arun, we should ensure that lakes and water bodies are free of garbage so that birds and animals such as frogs and snakes can live in peace. What did Arun and his team do to protect themselves from dust? Arun and his team wear nose masks and sanitary gloves to protect themselves from dust. How much time should school-going children devote for an environmental cause? School-going children should devote 2 hours on Saturday and 2 hours on Sunday for an environmental cause. What hurt Arun badly? What did he decide then? A beautiful lake next to his house was heavily polluted, leading to the spread of mosquitoes, and had turned it into an ugly place. This hurt Arun badly. He decided to clean the lake with a couple of his friends. How did Arun's parents and teachers encourage Arun in his drive for the environment? Arun's parents always supported him and guided him. They never stopped him from doing what he wanted. Arun's teachers taught him humility and simplicity. They taught him to keep learning all the time. Why does Arun believe that he is an environmentalist and not an activist? Arun keeps on learning so much from the environment and his work to protect the environment. So he believes that he is an environmentalist and not an activist. Now write short notes on Arun, a young environmentalist. Founded an NGO, 17 years of age, works for the cause of the environment, left job at Google, working for the environment, water bodies, other life form. Arun Krishnamurthy is a young environmentalist. At the age of 17, he founded an NGO called Environmentalist Foundation of India, or EFI. He works for the cause of the environment. Arun and his team of volunteers clean beaches and other water bodies, plant trees, and also make environment-friendly paper bags. He first cleaned a lake next to his house with a couple of friends. He got a lot of support from his parents and teachers. Arun feels that it is important to protect birds and animals. He feels that water bodies should be kept clean so that birds and animals can live peacefully. Arun left a good job at Google to devote his full attention to the environment. He encourages the students and youth to volunteer with him in helping the environment. Arun's NGO, EFI, founded at the age of 17, cleaned the lake near his house, cleaned the surroundings, removed trash, garbage, restore water bodies, encourage students, offer fellowship. At a young age of 17, Arun founded an NGO called Environmentalist Foundation of India, EFI, which works for the cause of environment. Arun first cleaned a lake next to his house, which was heavily polluted, leading to the spread of mosquitoes and making the place ugly. Arun and his couple of friends cleaned the lake. Arun and his team of volunteers clean beaches and other water bodies, plant trees, and also make environment-friendly paper bags. The NGO cleans water bodies and uses the garbage for landfill with no or minimal exposure to the environment. The NGO encourages students to participate in this work. It also offers fellowship to interested students. It encourages the youth and trains them to make them actively involved in its activities. Describe a clean and beautiful lake and a polluted and an ugly lake. Classify the listed words or phrases. Also use these words in the sentences. Looks very ugly. Neat and clean water. Dirty. Foul smelling. Clean, clear blue water. Filthy things. Trash. attractive look, boating, trees, greenery all around, plastic bags, pouches, wrappers, diapers, slippers in the water, likes to walk around, benches to sit and enjoy, water creatures like fish, jellyfish, turtles, snakes, frogs live in, birds fly around, no sea or water creatures, turtles, snakes die because of poisonous things, spread of mosquitoes, nobody likes to visit, well-structured, well-maintained, clean banks, ill-maintained, clean, beautiful lake, polluted, ugly-looking lake, clean, beautiful lake, neat and clean water, clean, clear blue water, attractive look, boating, trees, greenery all around, likes to walk around, benches to sit and enjoy, water creatures like fish, jellyfish, turtles, snakes, frogs live in it, birds fly around, well-structured, well-maintained, clean banks, polluted, ugly-looking lake, looks very ugly, dirty, foul-smelling, filthy things, trash, plastic bags, pouches, wrappers, diapers, slippers in the water, no sea or water creatures, turtles, snakes die because of poisonous things, spread of mosquitoes, nobody likes to visit, ill-maintained. Now write notes on both the topics using the words and phrases. A clean, beautiful lake. A clean and beautiful lake contains clean water. It has clear blue water. A clean lake always has an attractive look. Therefore, many people visit it. Sometimes there are boating facilities also. Lush green trees and greenery all around make it even more attractive and beautiful. Therefore, people come for a walk around the lake. There are benches to sit and enjoy the beauty of the lake. The lake also has water creatures like fish, jellyfish, turtles, snakes, frogs. Birds chirp in the trees and fly around. In short, a clean and beautiful lake is well-structured and well-maintained with clean banks. A polluted, ugly lake. It looks very ugly. The water is very dirty and has a foul smell. Therefore, it is not visited by anyone. The lake is full of filthy things and trash. It is filled with plastic bags, pouches, wrappers, diapers, slippers, etc. There are no sea or water creatures in the lake. Turtles and snakes die because of poisonous things. A polluted lake leads to the spread of mosquitoes. In short, a polluted, ugly lake is ill-maintained. Now here is our language section. Today we shall learn how to describe an action with reference to the number of times an action has taken place using words such as usually, often, very often, never, hardly, rarely, seldom, always, almost always, sometime, etc. These words are known as adverbs of frequency because they show us how often something has happened or taken place. We put these adverbs before the main verb. For example, I always get up at 6 a.m. Nisha usually plays football on Sundays. Sometimes we put these adverbs after the to be verb. For example, Sushant is never late. Himani is rarely absent in the class. The adverbs often, usually, sometimes and occasionally can be written at the beginning or end of a sentence. For example, sometimes she likes playing cricket. Often, he surfs the internet. He reads books occasionally. She wears jeans usually. Now let us do some activities to better understand the frequency adverbs. Read the paragraph and underline the words that tell you how often the person does something, referring time or frequency. Sample: usually, sometimes. Saina Nehwal is the first Indian to win a medal in 2012 in badminton at the Olympics. She always states her winning mantra as hard work. She never thinks about defeat when she is in the game and always tries to win the encounter. However, she never keeps account of titles she wins. She has a pretty busy schedule and she always sticks to that. She rarely skips her practice sessions. She believes that to attain goals, one must follow an unvarying and fixed routine every day. She usually follows 3 sessions in a day, including warm-up exercises and game practice on court. Although she has many hobbies, she often doesn't have time to fulfill her other interests. She likes reading short stories and sometimes spends time on watching movies. Now let us answer these questions in one word or yes or no. Does Saina think about defeat in the game? Never. Which winning mantra does she always state? Hard work. Does she skip her practice sessions? Rarely. How many sessions does she practice in a day? 3. Is Saina able to fulfill her other interests? No. What does she do? Always, sometimes, never. Read short stories, watch movies sometimes. Now, look at some of the facts. Let us read these interesting facts. All the crows are black. We rarely find a white crow. Fish always keep their eyes open. Even when they sleep, they never shut their eyes. It seldom rains in the desert areas of Rajasthan. Lions frequently enter villages of Gir, but they are never seen in the city areas. Saras cranes are always found in winter in Gujarat. The Indian elephant usually sleeps for 2 to 3 hours per day. Now let us read the table and understand the words given in front of the sentences expressing the frequency of an action. Name, months, visits library, Raghav. Months, 3, visits library, 0 times, Junaid. Months, 10, visits library, 1 time, Parv. Months, 6, visits library, 2 times, Feni. Months, 3, visits library, 6 times, Rishi. Months, 3, visits library, 8 times, Jamshed. Months, 1, visits library, 8 times, Rizwana. Months, 1, visits library, 12 times, Dilbar. Months, 1, visits library, 26 times, Khushbu. Months, 1, visits library, 30 times. Now, let us read the sentences and observe the words in front of them. Raghav doesn't go to the library. Never. Junaid doesn't visit the library unless it is necessary. Almost never. Parv visits the library once in 2 to 3 months. Seldom, rarely. Freni prefers to read at home. She visits the library only to borrow books. Occasionally. Rishi is not regular, but many times he reads at the library as well. Sometimes. Jamshed visits the library almost twice a week. Frequently. Rizwana regularly visits the library. Often. Dilbar visits the library every day except on holidays. Almost always, usually. Khushbu visits the library every day. Always. Here are given some situations. Let us read about each situation and then answer the question. Jaimin usually does his homework. Ravindra always does his homework. Deepak never does his homework. Who is a regular student? Ravindra. Shehnaz seldom walks to school. Mahima often walks to school. Reena walks to school sometimes. Who prefers to go to school by bus more than the other two? Shehnaz. Shemal Bhai usually takes buttermilk during lunch. Kishan Bhai sometimes takes buttermilk during lunch. Raman Bhai always takes buttermilk during lunch. Who is fond of buttermilk among them? Raman Bhai. Mona's grandmother sometimes takes a walk after dinner. Her brother always runs 5 kilometers in the morning. She hardly ever does exercises. Who is more health conscious? Mona's brother. Jatin is seldom late to work. Arav is usually late to work. Dev is sometimes late to work. Who is likely to be scolded by the boss? Arav. Mohit rarely reads English newspapers. Rishi usually goes through the headlines only. Naveen always prefers to read Gujarati newspaper. Who spends more time on reading English newspapers? Rishi. Now think of your daily life and answer these questions. Use always, never, often, sometimes, rarely, almost, never, almost always, frequently, occasionally, seldom. How often do you get up before 6 a.m.? Sometimes. How often do you arrive on time at school? Always. How often do you watch TV? Almost always. How often do you visit a temple or mosque or church? Occasionally. How often do you fail to do your homework? Rarely. How often do you go to bed before 9 p.m.? Seldom. How often do you leave the book open while going to sleep? Never. How often do you use English while talking to your friends? Frequently. How often do you dream of becoming famous? Often. How often do you read stories about famous people? Sometimes. Now read the given sentences and fill in the gaps using always, never, sometimes, often, seldom. Yuvraj amazes me. He is sad. He always seems so happy. Yuvraj amazes me. He is never sad. He always seems so happy. Sophia is fond of reading novels. Her vocabulary is good, but she uses dictionary to look for meanings of the new words. Sophia is fond of reading novels. Her vocabulary is good, but sometimes she uses dictionary to look for meanings of the new words. Faisal is good at English. He makes any grammatical errors. Faisal is good at English. He seldom makes any grammatical errors. Kunjal is the best singer of our school. He attends his music classes. Kunjal is the best singer of our school. He always attends his music classes. Disha is a brilliant athlete. She skips her practice sessions. Disha is a brilliant athlete. She never skips her practice sessions. Now read the sentences in the table and notice the difference in the word order. I am always hungry when I wake up early. I always feel hungry when I wake up early. Vikram is usually on time at school. Vikram usually reaches the school on time. Our teacher is often the first to arrive at school. Our teacher often arrives early at the school. I am sometimes shy around new people. I sometimes avoid going to parties. Pankti is rarely absent from the school. Pankti rarely misses any class. Vikram and Akram are seldom on time. They seldom pass a test. We are never at the school after 6 p.m. We never stay back at the school after 6 p.m. In the left side sentences, the word is written after the verb to be, like am, is and are, while in the right side sentences, it is written before a main verb. Now look at the group of sentences. Each group has 3 sentences in it, out of which 1 or 2 sentences have incorrect word order and the remaining sentence has the correct word order. Let us read the group of sentences carefully and underline the frequency expressions. Tick the sentences which have acceptable word order and cross-mark the wrong sentences. Often I feel like going for long walks by myself. Right. I often feel like going for long walks by myself. Right. I feel often like going for long walks by myself. Wrong. I sometimes forget my wife's birthday. Right. Sometimes I forget my wife's birthday. Right. I forget sometimes my wife's birthday. Wrong. I read seldom the newspaper. Wrong. I seldom read the newspaper. Right. Seldom I read the newspaper. Wrong. She is usually in at this time of the day. Right. Usually she is in at this time of the day. Right. She is in at this time of the day usually. Right. Never he gets here before 10 a.m. Wrong. He never gets here before 10 a.m. Right. He gets never here before 10 a.m. Wrong. Here are some activities. Swimming, play cricket, play badminton, play carom, play games on phone, read newspaper, go to cinema hall, trekking, fishing, visit library, attend birthday parties, offer prayer, participate in competitions at school. Put them into this table thinking about frequency in your life for the last 2 to 3 years. Swimming, sometimes. Play cricket, occasionally. Play badminton, always. Play carom, rarely. Play games on phone, never. Read newspaper, always. Go to cinema hall, sometimes. Trekking, rarely. Fishing, never. Visit library, always. Attend birthday parties, always. Offer prayer, occasionally. Participate in competitions at school, sometimes. Now look at this table. In this table, information is given about Rahul, Virendra, Jasmine and Shafika. Let us read the information carefully and answer the questions based on it. Rahul goes for a walk, sometimes. Watches TV, never. Does homework, almost always. Reads newspaper, sometimes. Virendra goes for a walk, frequently. Watches TV, occasionally. Does homework, sometimes. Reads newspaper, never. Jasmine goes for a walk, seldom. Watches TV, rarely. Does homework, rarely. Reads newspaper, always. Shafika goes for a walk, almost never. Watches TV, sometimes. Does homework, never. Reads newspaper, almost always. Now let us answer the questions. Who is regular in doing homework? Rahul. Who doesn't forget to read a newspaper every day? Jasmine. Who doesn't like to go for a walk at all? Shafika. I watch special TV programs only. Who says that? Virendra. Who dislikes homework? Shafika. Who reads newspapers on a few days of the week? Rahul. I dislike watching TV, but I watch some programs on weekends. Who says that? Shafika. Let us move to the writing section now. Observe the picture. Sense the story. Develop a longer story, adding names of people, places, and other descriptions. Mr. Pappuji ate a banana and dropped its skin on the road. There was a dustbin on the footpath, but Mr. Pappuji was in a hurry. He did not care to drop the banana skin in the dustbin. Who cares? He said to himself and walked away. He visited a bookstall across the road. He spent some time in the bookstall. He bought a newspaper because he found some interesting news in it. He paid for the newspaper and left the bookstall. He returned reading. The news item was so interesting that Mr. Pappuji never even looked up. He crossed the road safely, but as he reached the footpath, he slipped on the banana skin and fell down. He was hurt badly. He realized his mistake. It was the same banana skin that he had dropped carelessly. And now he slipped on it and was hurt because of it. Mr. Pappuji picked up the banana skin and threw it in the dustbin. We learn from the story that we should keep our surroundings clean. We should always use a dustbin to throw the garbage. Your friend went on a pilgrimage on foot from Danta to Ambaji. The route is explained in the figure below. Now read the information and write a paragraph describing your friend's pilgrimage. 1. Ukanchali River. 2. Sir Bhavani Sin Vidyalaya. 3. Entrance to the sanctuary. 4. Seva Camp ITI Palanpur. 5. Piplavali Vav Village. 6. Trishuliya Ghat Mountain Pass. 7. Trishuliya Mata Temple. 8. Dhabawali Vav Village. 9. A small hilly pass. 10. Pansa Village. 11. Ambaji. My friend Vishwam is a great devotee of goddess Ambaji. He often goes there on a pilgrimage. This year, on the full moon day of Bhadrapad month, he went from Danta to Ambaji on foot. As soon as he started from Danta, he crossed the river Ukanchali. Then after walking for about a kilometer, he reached Sir Bhavani Sin Vidyalaya. After walking for about 2.5 kilometers, he reached the entrance to the sanctuary. From there, he walked for 2 kilometers and reached the Seva camp, which was run by ITI Palanpur. After taking some rest, he started walking again. After walking for 3 kilometers, he reached the Piplavali Vav village. He crossed the village and walked for another 1.5 kilometers to reach the Trishuliya Ghat, a mountain pass. From there, he walked for 1 kilometer and reached the Trishuliya Mata temple. He took some rest there. He again started walking and crossed about 1.5 kilometers to reach Dhabawali Vav village. From there, he walked for a kilometer and reached a small hilly pass. He crossed the pass and walked for another kilometer to reach Pansa village. He rested in this village for some time. He left the village soon and walked for about 2.5 kilometers and reached Ambaji. Suppose you are a resident of village Magarwada. Describe your planning of cleaning your mohalla under the Clean India movement with the help of the questions given below. Clean Magarwada, Green Magarwada. Why did you decide to take up this project of cleanliness? Who inspired you? What will you do to explain the importance of cleanliness to the village people? Who will be your teammates for this purpose? What tools provided by the Gram Panchayat will you get for your team? What help do you expect from the elderly people? How much time will it take to clean your mohalla? Do you expect any reward? Why? What do you suggest to keep your mohalla permanently clean? Clean Magarwada, Green Magarwada. I am a student of Standard 10. I have been living in Magadwara since my early childhood. I was taught about the importance of cleanliness both at home and in school. But yet many areas of my village, including my own mohalla, is quite dirty. I was greatly inspired by our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi's Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. So I decided to clean up my own mohalla as well as the whole village. I spoke to my friends in my neighborhood and they all agreed to work with me in this task. First of all, we spoke to all the authorities in the Gram Panchayat and sought their support. They agreed to help us and also give us things like brooms, spades, rakes, dustbins, etc. Some of them also volunteered to educate the people of the village about the importance of cleanliness. We requested the elders of the village to encourage and motivate everyone. We began by cleaning our mohalla. We first collected all the garbage in big buckets. We then swept the whole mohalla. We requested everyone to use a dustbin at home and also put a large dustbin in a corner of the mohalla. It took us one day to clean our mohalla. The Sarpanch was happy. He asked all the people of the village to visit our mohalla and see how beautiful it looked. Everyone was happy. We assured of our help to clean the whole village. The elders also spoke about how a clean village can be a healthy village. We also requested the people of the village to keep the river clean. We told them not to throw any garbage into the river. Some of us also educated the people about the importance of trees. Many people promised to plant at least one tree around their houses. We are happy that our village has become beautiful and clean now. We did not do this for any reward, but it was necessary to keep our surroundings clean and take care of the environment. It is for our own bright and healthy future. You are a young leader of your locality. Write a report on what you did to celebrate the World Environment Day in your locality. You may use these clues. 5th June, the World Environment Day. Worried about the worsening condition of environment. Collecting people. Inspiring speech. Poster and slogan competition. Exhibition. Short movie. Oath. Future planning. Founding a club. Procession with placards. Great satisfaction. June 5th is celebrated as World Environment Day. As a young leader of my locality, I decided to celebrate this day by educating the people about the importance of the environment and why we should protect it. Today there is a lot of air, noise and water pollution everywhere. Each of us can contribute by protecting the environment and surroundings in our own locality. I called a meeting of all the young residents of our locality and sought their support. We spoke about how we are destroying our environment and also how we can reduce pollution of all kinds. We then called a meeting of all the people in our locality and shared our thoughts and ideas with them. Some of the young students gave inspiring speeches. We also held a poster and slogan writing competition for students. All the posters and slogans were exhibited in the garden of our locality. We also took out a small procession with placards about pollution and protecting the environment. In the evening, we showed a short movie on the harmful effects of pollution and what each of us can do to protect our environment. We asked each one present to take an oath to protect and preserve the environment. We also decided to form a club called the Environment Club, which would work continuously for cleanliness and the environment. Anyone could become a member of this club. We urged the people to devote at least 2 hours a week to keep our surroundings clean. We also decided to plant trees. It was a day of great satisfaction.